Assalamu alaikum, welcome everyone, and this is week number 4 of our interesting course Arabic sounds. And this is Muhammad Break speaking with a new class called Revision and Addition. Of course, I have said before that this course is a mid-advanced, like it's just after the basic level courses. So if you're not quite enough established with the basic courses, you might find this course very hard. If you're established and you're good, you might find this course very easy, and you should wait for us in the coming course. Again, to view the content of this course, you should be very familiar with the website. You just go to the website. Here's the website, arabicfornonarabs.com. We are now in the website. You just click on OK, I got it, and you go to courses on the left sidebar, and then you go to the course Arabic sounds, and you'll find all the content over here with the week number and the thoughts and notes, YouTube video, Google Drive video, because I upload the video on Google Drive because some countries can't access YouTube. Assignments, if I have assignments for this week, for that week, I'll just resort this as an ascending order, 1, 2, 3, and other resources, and last modification, which is the date of last modification of this content. Okay, we spoke a lot about vowels, and some might say, like, you never told us what a vowel is. And some might say that we don't know what are the vowels in Arabic, all the vowels. Like, why don't you state all the vowels in Arabic in one class? I have mentioned mostly the vowels in the past classes, which are I mentioned the long vowels and the short vowels. With every long vowel, I mentioned the short vowel of its same form. So the long vowel alif has a short vowel of its same form called fatha, which is a small slanted line or above the consonant. And the vowel waw, the long vowel waw, when it's a long vowel, has a short vowel of its same form called dhammah, and it is a small waw over the consonant. And the long vowel ya has a short vowel of its same form called kasra, which is a small slanted line below the consonant, and we have explained that in previous classes. But now we have come to the theory part, and some might say, why did you put the theory part at the end while we need the theory part at the beginning? I say because some of the some thumb rules said that students do learn better when they know the examples and then they come back to the theory. They know the practical and then they come back to the theory. It's more logical to them. Now we have come to the theory part, and here's the definition of a vowel. I've got it from online sources. I don't have to go to a very authenticated source because these definitions are all over the place. But you can get these definitions from the big dictionaries, and you'll find them matching what I have written over here. So the long vowel, or the vowel sound is a speech sound which is produced by comparatively open configuration of the vocal tract. The vocal tract is the vocal system, whatever, like the mouth, the tongue, the lips. It is the vocal cords, the mouth, the tongue, the lips, with vibration of the vocal cords, but without audible friction. Okay? Now, as we have learned before, that the alif and the ya and the waw, whenever they are madiyat, whenever they are vowels, the last two, whenever they are vowels, because we said alif is always a vowel, a long vowel. The waw and the ya, whenever they are long vowels, they, and the alif as well, of course, we're speaking about three vowels, three long vowels here, they do not have friction over a specific point in the vocal tract, and comparatively it's an opened track. Like whenever you pronounce the alif, the track is opened. The air goes from the beginning of the vocal cords, or it comes out from the airstream, comes out of the lungs and keeps on going on until it reaches the mouth and goes out the mouth without any friction or a point where the air is kept behind. Okay. And another definition says speech sound made with your mouth open and your tongue in the middle of your mouth, not touching your teeth, lips, etc., etc. Okay, the definitions are like this. You'll find the definitions harder than what we have learned, because what we have learned is more practical. The definitions, and now you can refer to the definitions and you can understand them easily because we have taken the different examples and different practices. Now, long vowels in Arabic, we said that in Arabic there are long vowels and short vowels. And of course there's the diphthongs that we will learn in the future. We had a good insight on these on the long vowels, we said, and the short vowels. We said that in Arabic a long vowel exists when we have the letter alif not accompanied with any other symbol of, like a symbol of hamza, as we said, and the waw not accompanied with a symbol of a hamza or the symbol of any short vowel, dhamma, fatha, or kasra. Why didn't we mention that when we mentioned the alif? Because we said alif is always a long vowel. It never takes any form of fatha, dhamma, or kasra, except if it has the other symbol of a hamza, and we said that is a hamza. That is called a hamza, not an alif. Okay? Now, third, the letter ya, when it is not accompanied with any other symbol such as hamza or hamza, nor accompanied with a short vowel such as ya, yi, you, it is what? It is a long vowel. Okay? Now, let me just emphasize here a little bit. Let me say that this is what? An alif, right? Whenever we have this form here, it is a hamza. It is a hamza. It is not an alif anymore. Whenever we have this here, it is a hamza. It is not an alif anymore. But if we have this here before the alif, this is an alif and this is a hamza. It is pronounced as a, and we have said that in modern text this is represented as this. Okay? Now, so we said this is an alif, this is a hamza, this is a hamza, this is a hamza and an alif. Okay? Which is the form of this, and after it we have this. Okay? This is a long vowel. This is not a long vowel. This takes the dhamma. You can say u or a or e. Okay? Now, here the waw is not accompanied with any other what? Symbol, such as here, for example. See? This is called a hamza, as we said. We don't pronounce the waw. We pronounce the hamza only. We say, for example, mu'minun. Mu'minun. Mu. See? We don't pronounce the waw. We pronounce what? The hamza, although it is written on a waw. And we have explained that in traditional text, in ancient text, we had no form, we had no symbol for the hamza, and this is why they used to write it in traditional, in ancient text. They used to write the waw, and they meant a hamza. For example, this is mu'minun. Mu'minun. Okay? Now, in the modern text, to differentiate between this one and this one, of course it's their language, they understand it. To differentiate between this one and this one, they put this here. Okay? So now, we don't pronounce this, we pronounce only this. Okay. And this applies also for the ya. The ya, whenever it's like mi'dhana. For example, this is a meme. Mi'dhana. Okay, this is a hamza. This is not a form of a waw, of a ya. Okay, nor it is a form of an alif, because it's a form of a hamza. Okay, let's go on. Now, the main condition of all three vowels is that they have to be after a consonant, and this consonant should have the short form of the long vowel. For example, let's go to an example here. Wow. When do we say that this is a long vowel? When it comes after a consonant, and this consonant should have the form of the short vowel of the waw. So this is read as moo, moo. Okay, what about the, for example, because this represents the letter M in English. What about the alif? For example, ma. But see, the alif is always a long vowel. So whenever a letter comes before the alif, it is always with the fatha, even if the fatha is not written. Okay? What about the ya? Me. See? Me. This is the short form of a ya, and this is a short form of an alif. This is a short form of a long vowel waw. Okay, what if the alif, the ya, and the waw are not the letter before them, before the waw, because we said the letter before the waw and the ya might not be with the short form of its long vowel. We said that. We said the alif is always with the short form of its long vowel, because alif is always a long vowel. But what about the waw and the ya? The waw and the ya, if the letter before it is with a short form of the alif, a short form of the alif, see, a fatha, or the ya as well, if it's with the short form of a fatha, we will study that in the coming lectures. This is called the diphthong. Okay? That is it. So now we know the long vowels very, very well, and we know that alif always represents a long vowel. Ya and waw, they might represent a long vowel, they might represent a diphthong, they might represent a consonant. For example, waw, when it is with a fatha, it represents the letter W in English, wa, or we, or wu. And ya as well, it represents ya, yi, and you. Okay? Now we want to start speaking Arabic. Projecting the same terminologies of English phonetics on Arabic makes a confusion. It contradicts on the long run. So now that you have understood under many practical illustrations the long vowels of Arabic, we want to use the Arabic terminology for long vowels, which is حروف المد. And moreover, I want to give you some more vocabulary that we must start using in the coming classes of this course. The vocabulary that I will represent, you will find it all lying down here in courses. You open the website, you go to courses, and then let's go back to courses, and then you go to Arabic sounds, and then you'll go to the handout. You'll download the handout and you'll find all the vocabulary that I'm gonna mention right now. حرف, حرف, letter. حروف, letters. This is the singular, this is the plural. حروف, okay. حروف المد, the alif, waw when it makes the sound of cool, and the ya when it makes the sound of feel. Okay, so it's not always the ya and the waw are not always حروف مد. They have a specific condition to make the sound of cool, and they make the sound of cool under the specific conditions that we have mentioned in the previous classes. It's very clear right now, I think. And if you have more questions, come and approach me and ask me, please. This is why we made this community course, community building course. We made a group on WhatsApp for you guys to ask, to interact, and to ask me. If I don't know the answer, I'll probably ask for you. If you know better than me, you'll probably teach me, and so on, and we'll go on and we'll teach each other. Okay? حرف الواو, the letter واو. This is how it looks like at the beginning of the word. This is how it looks like at the end or in the middle of the word. When it's connected to the letter before it, when it's not connected to the letter before it, this is how it looks like. And حرف الياء, and we said this waw is not always a long vowel. This is why I said this is how it looks at the beginning of the word, because we said long vowels do not come at the beginning of the word. But this is only a long vowel when it's حرف المد, when it's حرف مد. Okay, when it makes the sound of cool. Double O in cool. حرف الياء, the letter ya, we have noticed the letter ya. This is how it looks at the end of the word. This is how it looks at the beginning of the word. This is how it looks at the middle of the word. حرف الألف, this is how it looks when it's connected to, not connected to the letter before it, and this is how it looks when it's at the end of the word for specific morphology reasons. We write it in this way for specific morphology reasons that we learn in the future. Do not concentrate on these at the meantime. And this is how it looks when it's connected to the letter before it. Sorry, the ya, this is how it looks when it's connected to the letter before it and the letter after it. And this is how it looks when it's connected to the letter after it, and this is how it looks at the end of the word. And usually it looks like this. Okay? الواو المادية. Now we said حرف الواو. Now we're saying الواو المادية, like the extended waw, the stretched waw. Okay? It is the waw free of any short vowel sound, placed in the middle of the word following a consonant, and the consonant should be accompanied with a short vowel of waw sound, which is dhamma. We have illustrated this maybe more than 6 times now. And yeah, it is the ya free of, why we said it is the ya free, because it is ya under certain conditions that we will mention right here. So it is this letter, but under these conditions: free of any short vowel sound placed in the middle of the word following, middle or end. Middle or end. Here it applies to the waw as well, placed in the middle or end of the word, following a consonant, and the consonant should be accompanied with a short vowel of the ya sound, which is kasrah. And we will see what is a kasrah and dhamma and fatha. We have seen this in practice. Now we're coming to the theory part, vocabulary. Don't memorize this. I'm just illustrating it further, but I want you to memorize the Arabic term. Whenever I say fatha, I want you to know what's a fatha. I don't want you to define the sun, but I want you to know whenever I say sun, you know that this is the thing in the sky. It's the thing glowing in the sky. This is the sun. The short fatha. What is fatha? The short slanted line placed above a consonant. In pronunciation, it mixes the consonant with opening mouth, upper and lower lips. Like for example, this is the consonant qaf, the harf qaf, and we said any person who is in this course should have a brief knowledge, or should be very good with knowing the letters and the sounds of the letters of the basic course. Qaf, we say qa, fa, ka, a, ha. Okay? In the dhamma, what do we say? U, fu, ku, u, hu. Why? Because the dhamma, a small waw placed above the consonant. In pronunciation, it mixes the consonant with circulating the lips. U, fu, ku, kasra. A short slanted line placed below a consonant. In pronunciation, it mixes the consonant with declining the downer lip, such as qi, fi, ki, I, hi. Okay, we're done now. We have some questions here. what is the short form of the alif? Fatha, that looks like a short slanted line above the consonant. Dhamma, that looks like a short slanted line above the consonant, or fatha, that looks like a small wow above the consonant. This is the right answer. Okay? This is the right answer here. Now, when we pronounce the alif, the tongue should be in resting position, depending on the characteristic of the consonant before the alif, raised to upper jaw. No, depending on the characteristic of the consonant before the alif. Generally speaking, the alif, whenever we pronounce the alif, it is at resting position. But if a letter before the alif comes that has a specific characteristic that changes the shape of the tongue, then the alif is changed. For example, when we say ya, see, we're pronouncing the alif as ha. Now, if we say oh, now the alif has changed. It's oh. Okay? I think you got the message. When we pronounce the waw, the lips should be wide opened, forming the shape of a circle, making the sound of a double O in cool, or forming the shape of a circle, making the sound of an A in ball. See, when you form a circle, you can say ball. Okay? Still, which is right, this or this? No, it's this. As we said, it forms the sound of cool. When we pronounce harful alif, the lips are widely opened or opened? No, they are only opened. You open your lips. You say a. You don't say apple. Okay, you say apple. And you don't say, for example, Ahmad. You say Ahmad. For example, when you say, so opening the lips, you just open your lips as you open it in a fatha. Okay? So you open your lips as in, for example, kala. Okay. Harful waw is a letter that has two characteristics. Sometimes it's a vowel and sometimes it's a consonant. Always a vowel. No, it has two characteristics. Sometimes it's a vowel and sometimes it's a consonant. Harful alif is always a long vowel, can be a consonant and a vowel, is always a vowel, while the symbol of alif can represent hamza when accompanied with the shape of a hamza, or it can represent a hamza followed by an alif when accompanied with the shape of this symbol, such as this. So this is the most accurate, although this can apply as well. So you have two answers, but the last one is the most accurate because it defines an alif more. Back to the slide. Our today's class, it's an addition actually, and it's not a new class, it's an addition, is the articulation points of the letters. Of course, this is the theory. We have learned the practical. This is the theory. The articulation point is the place of emitting the letter when pronouncing it. Okay? Some might add to this, and I don't want to mention the names of these people who added this because it is out of politeness not to mention people's names when criticizing what they have written, because they have too many good deeds that you must point to by mentioning their names, and not mentioning their names when you criticize them. But they have added to this definition, some of them might add to this definition that that this articulation point differentiates between letters and sounds, or something like that. Let me just grab the what they have said exactly. They say it is emitting that differentiates the specific letter from other letters. And we can say that the articulation point does not differentiate a letter, that does not fully differentiate a letter from the other letters. So it is not very accurate to mention that. We can say that the articulating point differentiates a letter from many other letters, but not from all letters. Why? Because, for example, the sound of is and is. they have the same articulating point, but they have different characteristics. This is so if you say that the same articulating point or the articulation point differentiates the letter from other letters, then the articulating point is not enough to differentiate between S and is, because they have the same articulating point, though they have different characteristics which makes the different sound. Okay, in S you let the air flow, in is you don't let the air flow. And I won't mention more because this will come in the coming lectures of this course. Now, types of articulation point, we have specific and approximate. This is very theoretical. It's illustrated in the previous classes as in practical. It is so now the long vowels, they have approximate, not specific articulating point, because they don't come like there's no specific point where the air is where the vocal intract where the vocal tract is stretched or has friction. Okay, I'll illustrate that more by mentioning the definition over here. A specific articulating point is that which relies on a specific place from the vocal tract. Okay, while the approximate articulation point is that which does not rely on a specific place from the vocal tract. Can you refer this to the definition of the vowels? You can. If you reread the definition of a vowel right now, and you read the definition of approximate articulation points, you can relate between them. But as I said, we do not have to fully project languages on each other's, because you'll have some misunderstanding or misconceptions. Okay, now let's go back to the articulating points of, or the articulation points of huruful mad. And we have defined huruful mad. We have studied them for 3 lectures right now. Long vowels, huruful mad, fully understood these. The alif, there is no specific, it's an approximate articulation point. There's vibration in the vocal cord, the air goes out, and it's not banned, or it's not behind a specific point in the mouth. The stream goes, and the both lips are opened, and the air goes out to make the sound of if we don't vibrate the vocal cords, it will make the sound of only air. See? Doesn't make a sound. Okay? So, we vibrate the vocal cords, and we said that the position of the tongue depends on the letter before the alif. If the letter before the alif has specific characteristics, it can affect the pronunciation of an alif. For example, qa or sa. Qa, sa. See? In the waw, we said that the articulation point is as well the opening cylinder of the mouth and the throat, and the airstream comes out from the lungs. Okay, the vocal cords vibrate while the back side of the tongue is raised up, and the lips are in a circle shape. Okay, and the circle shape that makes the sound of ku, ku, u, not the sound of ko, like in ball. No, it's boo, boo. Remember the questions? Okay, here the airstream comes out of the lungs, and it flows in the cylinder of the throat and the mouth. It doesn't have specific articulation point, and the tongue will be raised to the upper side from the middle, while the downer lip will be declined to the downwards, making the sound of, for example, ki, ki, ki. It's like the double E in feel as well. Feel. Okay, but not in fell. Okay, fell, not fe. Fee, fee, fee. See, there's a difference between fe and fee. Thank you very much for watching, and this we have come to the end of this class. In case you have any questions, please approach me and ask me, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Muhammad Break was with you in this class. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.